Well, hey there everybody, how y'all doing? Hope everybody's having a wonderful day or night, and welcome back to my channel as always. I'm Deluxe. Alright, let's do another freaking Transformer review because I love some freaking Transformers. And oh man, I'm excited I got this guy in finally. This is Threezero DLX, this is Optimus Primal, this is the Beast Wars Universe Edition. This was exclusive overseas. And I'm really lucky that I got to get this one. Really limited, it's really hard to find. I think he sold out like everywhere. But here he is, beautiful box art, looks very nice. Top you got Optimus Primal, all that good stuff. Very nicely done. God, that looks awesome. Cannot wait to open this guy up. There you go. Very nice Optimus Primal. On the back, man, look at that beautiful pose, man. Looks awesome. Oh man, they got fire and missiles, I think. I don't know, I'm not sure yet, but look good. I haven't opened him up yet. He still got the little tape on there. And there you go. Now he does have, just like most deluxe figures from Threezero, they do not transform. But man, look at that. Nice little display right there. Got that. You got the mutant mask on there. Looks good. Got the nice weapon and everything. So yeah, very nice. All right. So there you go. There is Optimus Primal. So as always, hit me up some likes, shares, prayers, and Care Bears. Hit that sub button for me if you don't mind. Follow me on TikTok and on Instagram. Also go to Show Z. Use the code Deluxe32 at the top. It really helps out the channel. Really appreciate that. If you want to be a member, hit the join button. I really appreciate that too as well. So let's get right to it and let's talk about some Threezero Deluxe Optimus Primal. Let's freaking go. All right, so let's take a quick look. We'll take a look at everything he comes with because he comes with a lot of stuff. All right. So here's instructions. Like always, Threezero does not transform, but you do got instructions on everything he comes with. He does have a lot of feature. Unfortunately, I do not have the batteries. They are the AG, let's see if I can get that, AG13. You need 2 of them for the head sculpt and everything. So unfortunately, I do not have those batteries. I'll have to order some. But yeah, you get to see everything, all the weapons, all the articulation, everything. So that's pretty cool. There you go. All right, so he does come with a couple hand accessories. So you got a couple, the relaxed hand kind of thing going on. Love the dry brushing as always. Looks good. Got the nice paint job. They are kind of flexible, soft plastic. So that's really good. You get the, weapon holding hands as well. Once again, the same dry brushing. And then you get more of another relaxed hand. And he comes with a closed fist, I think, on there. So, but yeah. Very nicely done with that. All right, so you get these 2 little pieces. These will go on the back of him, and they will hold the swords. So you can hold them on the back. So you have that. You do have a couple of faceplates. So you do have the one with the white paint with the mouth, kind of a bluish gray paint as well. Looks really good. And then you get the, faceplates like that. Once again, very nicely done. And then you have the mutant mask, which is beautiful. My goodness. Love the dry brushing once again. Kind of got this bluish gray paint to it. Love the metallic red for the eyes and in the mouth. That is a beautiful, mutant mask. Looks there. So it will tab in into the face. And I'll show you that a little bit. You get this little adapter thing. This will, connect either the swords by just putting it in there like that. And we'll also connect the mace he comes with, which I'll show you that in a second. But they'll also, he comes with this chain, which is really nice. Now these already have 2 connecting anything like this. So this is mainly for the swords and everything. So you got that. Once again, you do get the long chain, which is nice. I like that. All right, you get these 2 pieces right here. These will go on the back of him, just like the little things right here. They will go on the back, and you can put the guns on here. So you got the little ball peg or ball joint right there. You can do that, and it does slide up and down. And I'll show you that more in a little later on. Like I said, you do get the guns, which look really nice. Love that metallic red. That cherry red looks so good. It might not be metallic. It is, I think, but it's the darker red. Everything looks good. Very nice sculpt and everything. And it does have missiles. You got the translucent red, and it will fire. That is awesome. Man, so you just press that right here, and boom, very nice. I'll have to go get that in a little bit, but there you go. You get 2 of those. They will go on that. Once again, the swords. Beautiful sculpt. Beautiful paint. Very nice. Got the bluish gray or bluish right there. Got a metal silver right there. And like I said, you do get the mace, which is nice. Got some die cast, little weight to it. And like I said, you can separate it and you know, use the chain if you want to. But nice sculpt for that. The spikes are a little sharp. Be careful with that. And you get two of the the guns, the double barrel guns that go on his forearm. They are magnets, and which is awesome. I'll show you that in a little bit. But once again, that nice you know, red right there looks good. Got some dry brushing in the sculpt. Got the fur kind of action going on, which is really nice. And you get the stand. It's the standard stand that comes with Threezero all the time. And it just says Threezero, Transformers Rise of the Beast. And you put this in here like that and all that stuff. I'll show you that a little bit, but it's just standing. Got some nice sculpt work in it, everything. Nothing spectacular, but it's a nice stand. All right, so there you go. That is everything he comes with. Golly, that's a lot. All right, and here is Optimus Primal from Threezero, and I have to say, this thing is breathtaking. My gosh, this thing has so much sculpt work, details, paint. It just looks freaking outstanding. I love it. Look at all of that work right here in the shoulder and neck area. The head sculpt looks good. This is what comes. This is what it comes with. You know, got the monkey face right there. Looks really good. Like I said, he does have electronics. That will turn it on. You just take the head off and everything and put it in the battery. So like I said, unfortunately, I do not have the batteries. Got this nice fur, kind of a nice rough texture to it. Looks really good. Got the beautiful Maximal symbol right there. And then you got the red right there. So like it's bluish, kind of gray kind of paint for there. And you got the gunmetal silver, all that right there. You got some white paint with red down there. Looks really good. Let's go down a little bit. Here's the waist area. Once again, looks very nice. You got the white paint right here. Once again, got the dry brushing, got the battle damage going on. I love that red, looks really nice. And then the feet area, once again, got that nice fur, you know, rough texture to it. Got some nice red in there and all that stuff. Looks really good. Then the back, my goodness. Turn around and go up a little bit. Look at all of that details. My goodness. That is just freaking outstanding. Love it. The back of the arms, the forearms and everything look good. Once again, got some fur down there for the booty and the legs. Looks very nice. And the back of the knees and then the back of the feet look very nice. My goodness, this thing is beautiful. My gosh, love it. All right, so we're gonna go over articulation real quickly. Move it up a little bit. All right, with the head sculpt, so you can look down quite a bit. It's on a ball peg and everything. You can pop it right off. Doesn't look up very much. You do have this neck thing back here. That definitely gets in the way. See if I can focus in there. Sorry, it's focused on the shoulder pads. But that kind of definitely does get in the way, so you can't look up that much. I wish you could, just the way it is. You can turn about right there. Then you start running into stuff, and that's about as far as you can get as far as that. And you get a little attitude as well. But yeah, not the best articulation for the head. Like I said, I wish you could look up a little better, but not the worst. All right, moving on. So the shoulder pads, 80s women working shoulder pads do move. They're on a hinge thing right there. So you can lift that up, and then you can go up to there, about 90 degrees for the arm and everything. And you can go all the way around, which is nice. Go all the way around like that. You do have a bicep swivel. Move that out of the way. You do have a bicep swivel, which is nice. You do have a more than 90 degrees for the elbow bend. You got all that sculpt work. Looks really nice. My goodness. All right. Move that. You do have a butterfly, which all this stuff moves for the butterfly, which is nice, which exposes more of that, you know, sculpt work and everything, which is nice. That is good. Very nice. So you got all that. So great arm movements and everything. With the hands are on a ball peg. You can swivel. You go up and down a little bit, side to side. You just pop them off the ball peg if you want to change out the hands. So there you go. Moving on to the waist. All right, move the camera down a little bit. Okay, move that. So he does have I'm a little teapot action going on. You do have a waist swivel right here and on the top of the abdomen area. So you get about right there for that, but you do get a little more for that because you got a rotation like that. So decent. It's not all the way around, which is fine. I think that's good enough for a robot or any human or anything like that to waist swivel like that. And you do have an ab crunch. Like I said, I wish you could look up because it defeats the purpose of the ab crunch, but you do expose more of the scope work back there. So that is very nice. There you go. Let's move this back up. Love how the pistons, they're moving like that. That is so cool. Exposes that. That is very nice. That's a nice little detail right there for you. Okay. Moving on. Got the I'm a little teapot action going on. All right. So with the legs, so you do have a drop down like always, so you can get up to about right there, but you can get the drop down. You can kick up really high, more than I think he really needs, but you still have that. And you do have an extension right here too for the legs, so that's pretty good. So you can get the full Van Damme all day, every day, all the way kicked up. Doesn't go back very far, about right there. So not very far for the back and everything. You do have a thigh swivel, which is nice. You have a beautiful knee bend. Love the piston. Once again, that piston action right there is freaking awesome. But you do get a full knee bend, which is good. I like that. With the foot, you do have a swivel, tilt it up, or the whole foot up and down. And you have a nice little rocker, and the toe will move by itself as well. So that's nice. So you go up and down for that. All right, so there you go. There is, let's move it up a little bit. There's articulation for Optimus Primal. All right, so I'm gonna go over all the accessories and everything. I already switched out the hands. Like I said, they're on a little ball peg, just popping it off and everything. So you got the weapon holding hands, so you can take his mace and you just slide it in right here. Like I said, it is soft plastic. You just wedge it in right there, and there he is holding the mace. Same thing goes for the swords. Like so, you can just take the swords and you can just kind of place them in there, and like that, and you hold that. And like I said, you can take the two swords, and then you can take this little adapter, and you just put that in there like that, and then put it in like that, and then you can do the same thing. Just hold it. And there you go. You have the double sword up. Got to kind of put it in his fingers a little tight right there, and it'll hold up like that. So there you go. And real quick, here he is with the two swords with the chain. Like so, you just tab in like the adapter I just showed you, and then you have that option as well with the chain with that. And the same thing with this mace. Now you got to take out this little piece right here that goes on the top of that right there, and then just plug in that little adapter right there. And then you have that option with that. I think that looks awesome. So there you go with that. Next, I think this is really cool. You have the double arm blasters, the forearm and everything, and they got magnets. You just do right there and right there, and they hold on pretty good. And that is awesome. That is really cool. Like I said, they got a magnet up in there. I love what they're doing with the magnet stuff and everything. So there you go. That is how you use his double forearm blasters. Oh, one last thing you can do with the swords. So you can take these, and these things right there extend. They're on hinges, and you can take the sword, and there's a slot right up in there, and you can take the sword, and then he can have his blades coming out like that on both sides. You can do it on both sides, so that's pretty cool. Change out the face plates and everything. Like I said, two little slots, two little pegs in there. You just untab that right there, and then you can take either one, and you just kind of slot it in there like that, and there you go. You have the face mask, and you have the other option of the mask with the mouth as well. That's pretty cool. Quick, same thing with the mutant mask. Be careful. I have to say this, it is a tight fit whenever you put this in. When you're trying to take this off, you got to kind of wiggle it a little bit because it is a really tight fit in there because of the paint and everything. So just be careful of that. But same thing, same concept. There's two tabs. It goes into the two holes right there. There you go. There is the mutant mask. All right, so there's a couple things you can do for the back thing. So you got to take this off. You will probably have to get a screwdriver or a spudger to get this off unless you got fingernails, because it is a pain in a taint to try to get that out. But there's the other side of what it looks like. So like I said, you can take this little adapter right here and you can just put it in the hole. Giggity. If I could, let's see. I think, yeah, it has a certain way you can go into it. Let's see. There we go. And what you can do, you can take the sword and you can just kind of place it right there, and he can hold the sword back there if you want to. So that's an option. Take that out. And the last one is going to be this little adapter right here, this little thing right here. What you're going to do is same thing. You're just going to put it in the hole, and this is, I guess this can go. There's a little C clip right there. You can clip it right there, and kind of do it like that. And then you can take this, the gun, like I said, just pop it on the ball peg right there. I'll put one of the little rockets in there too as well, and just have that in right there like that. Like I said, it does have a little slider thing, so you can go over the shoulder, which is very awesome. That is pretty cool. Like I said, it is on the ball peg, so up and down. You can swivel. That is pretty cool. Or you can just have it down like that, or you can turn them around. However you want to. Just have fun with it. I think that's freaking awesome. That is pretty cool. And like I said, you can fire the weapon or fire the missile. So that's pretty cool. So there you go. That is everything that you can do with all the accessories and weapons and stuff. Very cool. All right, I forgot about the stand. I always forget about the stand because I usually don't use them or anything like that. But what you can do, under the booty flap, there's a little slot right there. And like this, with the stand, you can extend it and everything. You can push it down and everything like that. To move this, you got to take it, actually the adapter to, move the teeth and everything. And like this, you can move this up and down. Let me see, we unlock it. You can move it up and down. So that's pretty cool. Just normal, standard, base for the Threezero, and you just put it in there, and then you can use the stand. So pretty cool option. So there you go. Alright, so unfortunately I do not have any of my Threezero Deluxe or DLX figures to do some comparisons. I don't have my Primal out as well, but there he is next to MP44 Optimus Prime. And there's X-Transbot's Bulkhead. And there is Magic Square Onslaught. And there is Takara Tomy Masterpiece Sideswipe. We got DX9 Sideswipe, and then Tits McGee Redgar. And there's some scale for you. And Crapagonis, Crappy Toolpaper, AAA Battery, Carmex, Cabarets, Kicker and Squeaks. More scale. Well, hey there, everybody. If you made this far, as always, I freaking appreciate that. All right, final thoughts on this is a Threezero, the box over here, the DLX Optimus Primal Beast Wars Universe exclusive version. Like I said, this was a con exclusive overseas, and I'm lucky I got a chance to get this. I got this from the Threezero store. Other people had it, but like I said, very limited. But I'm glad I got a chance to get this thing because it is freaking outstanding. My gosh. I love just about everything about this. Only issue I really have is, as far as articulation, is the head sculpt. I'm at the head. It doesn't look up very much, but that's how he's built. That's how the mold is. So I understand that. So it's not that big of a deal. But it would have been cool if he would have been able to look up a little more than what he is. Other than that, my God, this thing looks freaking beautiful. I mean, almost a perfect Transformer. It is really the sculpt work and details. Man, Threezero really did a great job. They overdid themselves on this one. Really great job. Love all the accessories. My gosh, you got so many accessories. You got face plates. Love the mutant mask. It looks beautiful on him. He just looks really evil. It makes me wish that Megatron would have been in the Rise of the Beast movie, because we could have got something like this with Megatron too. That would have been really nice. Love the, what's this called? The mace with the chain, and you can use it for the swords as well. The swords are beautiful. You have a couple of hand options as well. You got the shoulder rockets, and they also shoot the missiles. That is also nice translucent red right there. Great on all of that. I love the dry brushing and everything, the battle damage on the hands. I love this weapon, man. That is a freaking awesome weapon. I like that. And you can put it together and everything. That's really cool. You have the options to put the swords on the back. That is really nice. You got a couple options, like I said, with the faceplates. Look really good. Like I said, the paint and sculpt work, just perfect, man. It is great, man. Love the dry brushing, the battle damage. You got the bluish gray. You got the white. You got the metallic red. Looks really good. My gosh, this thing is a beautiful figure, man. I can't wait to be able to display all my Threezero stuff, man, because this is really good. Articulation, like I said, other than the head, really good. You can get him in some great positions and everything. Yeah, I mean, golly, this thing, I know it doesn't transform. A lot of people don't like that, but man, to have this on, I mean, when you walk into a room and your eyes will go straight to this figure right here, man, because it is freaking awesome. Love, like, all the sculpt work on the back. Looks good. I mean, he's got a great weight. It's got die cast and everything. I mean, you can knock out a teenager with this thing, man. It actually could knock out a grown man with this thing, man. And it's just, man, love the magnets on with the arm cannons. That is awesome. That's a nice little touch. Man, what else? I mean, golly, I'm just gushing over here. This thing is awesome. I love the original Optimus Primal was really good, but this one, takes it up a notch. Really good on everything, man. Really nice. I like that. So I hope you like my review and just me gushing over this thing. Hit me up some likes, shares, prayers, and Care Bears. Hit that sub button for me if you don't mind. Hit me with some comments. Let me throw the review. I know a couple of people hit me up and said they got theirs in, and I'd love to hear what they think of it, because it's just a beautiful piece, man. Really great job, Threezero. I love their stuff. And follow me on TikTok and on Instagram. And go to Show Z, buy using Transformers. At the top, hit Deluxe 32. Really helps out the channel. And if you want to become a member, hit the join button down there. That really helps as well. And I guess I'll see you in the next Transformer review. And as always, be good to yourself. Hell freaking Transformers. And man, hell freaking Threezero. Man, this just takes my breath away. Good night, folks.